Hello and welcome back once again. Now, it's hot out here in this desert, so I need my shirt off, if you understand. I'm fine with the pants though. My legs are naturally cold anyways. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at Vix Point Blank. What is Vix Point Blank? Well, it's a mod with a lot of guns. They say around 40. I haven't counted, so I will do that right now. It has 61 guns. I don't know why on the page they claim it's around 40. It's 61. And they can have many attachments on them, along with a few skins and a bunch of different ammo types to keep track of. And hey, look at that. It's a frag grenade. So if you want to throw a grenade, oh, look at that, my... Yeah! Well, you might think, oh, what about in first person? Well, there is a mod that helps with it, but it's not available on the latest version. This mod is available on Player Animator. It's the same one we saw used in Better Combat to help you actually see the animations at all. It's not a dependency here. So you will probably be playing on 1.21.1 anyways with this mod, which Player Animator is on. I will not be showing it off today, as I want to show off the latest version, and plus the main point is the mod itself. You will only be looking at the animations in first person. Since we've already went over the grenade, we can just ignore it for now. Glock, and you see akimbo. That means dual wield. Ah, okay. The one in your offhand, you have to switch with the regular F button manually, the firing style. So let's get in our target here. Ooh, can't do it with the thing, but yeah, you could always just take it off. Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, there's some blood effects, but we could also have it on automatic. Yeah, it's good. It's real nice. And right here, you can see all compatible attachments by pressing shift. It might not seem like much, but the Glock stock is how you actually add more onto it. I will demonstrate. Well, I guess I should show you how you even make this stuff. You use this thing, the weapon printer. You choose whatever you want, and yeah, you just need the materials. There's no specific recipe for this stuff. There is a mod to add recipes, but I'm pretty sure they take the same amount of this stuff. I don't see why you wouldn't just use this. So a Glock stock, it only takes 3 gunmetal, but I'm just gonna creative it in. So how do you even put it on the gun? Well, on the gun you press Y. Well, actually, while holding the gun you press Y, and then you put it on. In fact, these things have stats. Increases accuracy by 200%, reduces recoil by 50, increases accuracy by 200%, reduces recoil by 50. Okay, no. For the stock, here, it increases accuracy by 200% and reduces recoil by 50%. I don't know why that's listed twice. Hey, whatever, right? So now both of them have a stock. You can still dual wield them just fine, and they both get the effects. So you could also put on a muzzle brake or a suppressor on it, along with one sight. And that's just the Glock though. So I guess for now, we'll put a muzzle on this one and a suppressor on this one. So now, side by side, you can hear the difference. I'm not sure how much of a difference it actually makes, but hey, you could always just play with your friends and figure that out. So now that we've gone through the Glocks, let's more quickly go over these other ones. The Scar L Tactical, a regular AR, and of course it's a Scar, so I mean, people know it. You could either do single fire, automatic, or burst. There's no actual advantage to going first, I believe. So I'd stick with single and automatic. But yeah, there's a lot more attachments you could put onto these things. And this Scar is specifically special because of the underbarrels it can have. A grenade launcher, a laser rifle, and a shotgun. So let's... Oh yeah, also these come with some regular ones. You just take this off and now it's a lot more stubby. I don't know, it just increases recoil for a slightly different sound. It also comes with the sight, which has a 30% zoom. So just like switching the shooting style, that's how you switch to the underbarrel. And the grenade launcher does that. Now this shotgun here allows you to add on a suppressor to it if you want, but as now it just does that. Yeah. Okay, and you can reload it like any other gun. It takes ammo, which it does tell you which kind. I'm pretty sure they are pretty specific with the ammos it takes, but I'm not sure which one this takes. If I don't know, assume whatever a normal shotgun takes, that this one takes. And now for the laser. What does the laser do? It does a lot of damage to one thing, and I would have a dummy to demonstrate the damage these things do, but again, not available on 1.21.11. So we just have villagers. And hey, it one-shots them, it'll probably one-shot a zombie. So that's that for the Scar. Oh look, Tiny Cloud is really shading us right now. Whoops, sorry. I haven't mentioned it yet, but this map is based on Nuketown, if you're curious. I have not played COD, but I know this is like the main place people play on. Anyways, the AUG, our first weapon with a functional scope. Now, I must say, earlier versions of this mod, this scope used to reduce your FPS to about half of what I'm currently getting right now. It performed awful, especially with shaders. But now, even when you're off of it, it brings performance back to normal. That was not a thing it used to do. But one thing I have not tested, but I'm pretty sure does not work, is Distant Horizons. A problem with Distant Horizons is the water that it generates just does not work. In fact, it'll be completely missing, and then the clouds will be completely missing, whether you're in shaders or not. But hey, I mean, I guess you can see all of this map anyways. If you find a map you like, or maybe just like this one enough, you don't really need Distant Horizons for that. It's not a big map. It's not a big arena. Anyways, the AUG. Of course, works like any other AUG, you would imagine. You know, I'm pretty sure headshots are a thing. Maybe not. Well, I don't know. Right there, it kind of was. All right. Okay, that was 3 on body. 2 on head. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that sound means there's headshots that do a little more damage. Good to know. But let's go back to the FPS. Observe it. Right now, nice 115 around there, maybe 120. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, it's unlimited. A nice 115. With it out, it goes to 110. And zooming in, it goes down to, let's say, 100. So imagine it went down to 50, and even when you switched off of it, it never went back up. That's how bad it was. But now it is not. So thank you, devs, for making that a lot better. It was pretty awful back then. Okay, I think because they were just going about it with a nuclear way. So instead of just zooming in, they instead rendered the same thing, but in that screen, in this screen you're seeing right now, they re-rendered it at a completely different quality, which just isn't good for the game. I'm pretty sure now it's just an actual zoom, because I'm noticing no difference between these. And like everything else around it is as zoomed as you think it is. So yeah. Anyways, that's the AUG. Hopefully a lot more of these should be faster now. I'm not gonna go with all these, attachments they have, because it's a lot. The AR-57. One with a lot of bullets, can be singular automatic. Has very little recoil, but not a ton of damage. But hey, headshots will do. They have niche weapons like this. they have niche weapons like that. But hey, a P90, you might recognize it. It could be on single or automatic. It's an SMG though. Don't know why you wouldn't have it on auto. The MP5, a more regular looking SMG. It does good damage like the regular looking SMGs do. So it's a nice choice. Just kind of lacks in range. Or does it? I don't know. I'm not sure there is a limited range to these other than simulation distance. Speaking of range, the L96A1. Let's go back for this because this is a full-on sniper. And a really good one at that. It's got a lot of recoil though, like most snipers. But hey, going on the complete and total opposite end, a Spaz 12. You have pump action, like any regular shotgun. You could have single for faster firing, and that's all that it has as for that. I like single. I don't see the reason for pump action, if I'm being completely honest. What are you guys doing here? It's a shotgun. It's great at low range. What else would you expect? Alright, another niche weapon, the AUG HBAR. I've never seen one of these. I am assuming it's intended for long range because of its sights it can have, or scopes. But it's long range and automatic, so, you know, good all around. The MK48, an LMG. Yep, you could just really unload this thing, and I'm still not out of ammo. Of course, it takes a while to reload, so keep that in mind. Maybe that's what that AUG HBR was. But now, we go on to a Milcore MGL. Yeah, a grenade launcher. You don't need to have the underbarrel if you just want to shoot grenades at people. Of course, these are destructive, so keep that in mind. Maybe have a backup of the world, you know, ready to go. Or maybe just structure blocks to load it all back in easily. Speaking of destructive, MK153 SMA. Yes, a full-on plastic gun. Of course, causing a lot of damage, so again, be careful with these things and have a backup or just structure block. Maybe some barriers in creative if you just want like a little area dedicated to this, but it's a mod, so how are you really gonna integrate it anyway? An AT4. An even stronger explosion. Yeah. An FGM 148 Javelin. So let's just put a few villagers in here. Yep. This thing locks on. Uh-huh. Yep, there any more? I think if you don't want these doing damage to the world, I think there's a setting in the thing to disallow it. I think that all has to be done within the text file. So if you're not really willing to do that, I think you just kind of have to accept. Projectiles can break blocks. This might actually be it. Nope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to change the text files. In fact, that was a pretty big explosion. More bigger than the others. That's crazy. And of course, if you're gonna have all these guns, you might as well have a minigun. Takes a while to reload, but destroys anything. But this thing is loud. Granted, it's not like you're trying to hide what you're doing when you use this. And hopefully in editing, I remember to decrease that. And I've shown all the guns I think are worth showing, so let's show off another thing. Glass. Tinted glass cannot be broken with these bullets, but regular glass can. No matter how much you try with these, they will not break, but these ones break easily. In fact, I can show you, it's not just, oh, the blocks don't. No, the blocks do. I just want to demonstrate both panes and regulars can, but not not the tinted one that blocks out light. So keep that in mind if you, I don't know, maybe you feel like building around this. I don't know if there's any communities really surrounding this mod in particular, but I think it is one of the better gun ones. The recipes are pretty fair, and they bothered to make, you know, ways to get bullets. Let's see if he'll do it. If you have this workstation, hopefully no others, you get the arms dealer who sells you some bullets here. So let's see, these 5.56s seem to be used on this SL8, a sniper. And also these ARs. I don't know if this is a sniper then. And these 5.7s are used on the P90, just the P90. But hey, people like P90s. And of course you can re-roll. Yeah, he might sell a gun or grenades. That's a thing too. A basic pistol, which I mean is fine. Good, 9mm and .357s. 9mm are used on pistols, some pistols. And .357s are specifically used on the Rhino. So yeah, you'll sometimes get multi-use ammo, sometimes you'll get niche use ammo. Let's buy a bunch of these just so I don't have to wait and see what his other trades are. Yeah, you could get gun internals here, that's good. That was not enough to get him to level up. That is one issue with these guys. So I'll be waiting until he refreshes. There we go. Now he's selling a Chitauri CXS and an HS-12. Let's buy some. I mean, you'll mostly be buying ammo from him, so I wouldn't say it's that important that you actually buy these guns. Yeah, they barely give you anything. So that's not what will get you there. Whoa, whoa. Okay, he holds the gun out to demonstrate that's what he's selling. Alright, and his next level, he doesn't sell anything new at expert. A darn shame. Oh yeah. You cannot right click things when you have the guns out, so if you're gonna dual wield, just keep that in mind. He's taken his sweet time though to level up. Now notice currently that all this stuff costs emeralds. You can't pay for it any other way. You can't make emeralds off of him. So, I don't know, get a stick farm ready. I know those are a lot easier to do in Java because they will refresh their stuff here more times. This is a complementary Unbound. That's why it looks different to how it normally does. Also why it's performing a little better. This was my favorite, well no, Complementary Reimagined was my favorite shader before BSL, and I made it my own. And you know, I felt like having more realistic clouds for today. There's no water around here, so you can't see that. Where has he gone off to? I've been waiting here for quite a while. Just waiting for him to go to sleep. Okay, good, he's found his way. These guys take forever. I see why people stick them in halls, so they literally don't have any other choice but to refresh their stuff whenever they want them to. Oh yeah, also, just the fact I can control the amount of clouds we have, since this place is supposed to be deserted. What's that? What? Did he just bury a whole village and call it a day? I mean, I guess that's kind bedrock, really? Is this just supposed to be like debris? Because it looks like he buried a village. I guess it is. I guess it is supposed to be debris, but I don't know how he did this. That's for sure. Yeah, probably do your best not to shoot the villagers. Apparently it counts for a lot more damage. It's like you damage them a bunch of times. Which, I mean, I guess you do. You do technically do that. And they get angry based on how many times you damage them, not how much you damage them or if you killed them. I guess my only problem with Complementary was the fact I couldn't change how dawn and dusk looked specifically. That's what I wanted to have available to me. I might, if it's a thing, I might switch back, but I don't think it's a thing yet. Atmosphere, color, sunrise and sunset. Yeah, no, they're still the same thing. On BSL, it's differently treated, and if you've ever seen the morning, seen sunrise and sunset, they look very different in real life. Sunrise is way more blue, but sunset, you know, it's kind of like that, just more orange and pink mixing together to look real nice, but only at that time. And at Master Tier, finally, what do I get for waiting for all that? To show you that he sells nothing beyond the gold. So, for everything this mod does, I will give it a 15 out of 17. It's not perfect. You know, it still relies on a whole other mod for you to see the animations of reloading in third person. And I don't know, maybe one day I'll review it, but Cobblemon was almost gonna do it, but instead they made their own way of flying. Not relying on a whole other mod for flying really helps it out, I think. Because that means as it updates, it's still there. It's still there for you to see and work. You don't need to rely on do a barrel roll, which we just reviewed last time, to make it function. And I think this mod is almost there. It's almost just there, but I think it needs to accept that to view those animations in third person, it shouldn't rely on a whole extra mod, because you then have to expect those developers to update. If it was their own library that did it, then fine, I can accept that, but it's not their own library that does it. Their own library just does what everything has right now. And honestly, it's just Geckolib, which is very common for things to use. In fact, it's pretty easy to make guns for this. They've made that very clear and they have a bunch of documentation on it. I could make a gun for this, but I don't really feel like it right now. I just don't have a reason to. So it's almost there, but it doesn't get the 17 out of 17 yet. It's gonna get a happy 15 out of 17. So these were all the mods I used. Honestly, I could have used less, but I like some quality of life when setting these up. This is the map I used, and like, subscribe to notifications, and have a good day, or else.